Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's me, your little English host. So, I was having a conversation, because there's been loads of feedback on the Nightwish video, High Hopes, which is a tribute to Pink Floyd. And I've had so much feedback, and I was talking to a guy, chatting away on message this morning, talking about how we got into Nightwish and which of the bands. And he sent me a list of bands, and I was looking at Epica, yeah, Five Finger Death Punch, yeah, I can see that, and I can see Nightwish, and I can see Fleur, and I can see different bits and bobs. And then there was Sabaton. And I thought, I never heard of them. I messaged him back, well, who's Sabaton? You know, what about them? And he said, well, go and find out, basically. So I did, and there was a whole list, and I just landed on that because I like the title, Man of War. It has a military feel to it, or a battle feel to it. So, know nothing about this band at all. I can see it's from Der Stuka Pilot, Der Stuka Pilot 1, and it's filmed for Honor trailer. So Honor, is it Honor from Man of War? I don't know. So there's probably a lot about this song, the context and the history leading up to the song of the band. I don't know. But that's the joy of the channel. You guys fill in the gaps and you send me stuff and I go away and then somebody says, go look at these. Just like what happened with Love Bites. I've got Hannibal next. I've got Baby Metal, Bandmade, Wagaki Band. You know, there's more gets added every time. So let's look at this first time reaction. Sabaton, Man of War. You'll see me making little notes as I try to pick up if the whatever the lyrics language are in. I suspect it's English, but here we go.
Of the wind, metal warriors, number one. Sleipnir met the king of kings, where all men play on 10. It's a draft of war, they are men at war. The sign of the hammers are guide. It's a metal days, it's the outlaw's ways. Return of the warlord at last. Blood of the king's defender, king of the gods of war. With the heart of steel and hell on wheels, the kings of metal leads. He is the king of kings, the crown and ring carry on as a kingdom come. It's a call to arms.
Oh, good God, what's going on? What an opening. The Norse mythology, the samurai. It looks like there's a representation of the Knights Templar, and there's a conflict and a battle, and then the Norse kings of metal are sort of reactivating in their battle the kings of war, the Norse gods. You know, the hell on wheels. But there seems to be an overriding of two religious elements hitting each other at that time, and they're all kings of war, but who's the kings of metal? But Jesus, what an opening. You know, there's just savage in that beat. Yeah, you can't, your head's going to hurt after 5 minutes of that. This is only a 3-minute song, but I'm just loving this opening, and the lyrics are already good. Kings of metal. So much going on. I can only hear it once. I've got to go and listen to it 5 times, but I love this opening. Let's pull it back a bit, and then we'll hopefully get towards the end and I'll see where I'm at with it. Stick with me, guys. I'm just really intrigued about this opening. What's it to, Sabaton fans? What's this about? Just a video game? What is it?
Return of the warlord at last. Blood of the king's defender. King of the gods of war. With the heart of steel and hell on wheels, the kings of metal leads. He is the king of kings, the crown and ring carry on as a kingdom come. It's a call to arms, our battle hymns. Today is a good day to die. Sounds of Odin call, Valhalla's hall. The blood of my enemies flow. Blood of the king's defender. King of the gods of war. With the heart of steel and hell on wheels, the kings of metal leads. He is the king of kings, the crown and ring carry on as a kingdom come.
Okay, I'm confused. And that's okay with reactions. That solo was beautiful. It had that right dynamic, the battles going on. But is this a game or a war? Because it seems to be leaning both ways. You've got the Odin's halls, Valhalla, obviously. Well, not obviously. And you've got the Norse mythology, the Viking warriors, and you've got the samurai. And they seem to be at battle with, is that the King of Kings on the side of Christianity? And there seems to be a conflict there. So the song is either about Christianity or it's all about how the Norse mythology was, they're battling for their king, their Odin. Who in the halls, you know, in the great Norse mythology, Viking mythology, sorry, that Odin was the god of all gods. So it's one of those songs where I'm not 100% sure, and I don't have to be, right? It's just I'm feeling the music, I'm listening to the lyrics, I'm watching the video. Maybe the video's throwing me off a bit, but I want to hear that solo again and then wrap it up at the end because that was beautiful. It seems to have a Christian element to it, But it's just, and it seems to be like a song of history, a depiction. You know, the Knights Templar would have been in those battles at that time. And we know that a lot of the Vikings who landed pretty much took over England. They become substitute. I come from an area which is strong in Viking history and Celtic history. So, you know, we got castles built to keep the Vikings out. All up the coast, the Lindisfarne, which is our holy area in England. So it's great. It feels like leads into a historical, that the band's doing things like what when you look at Nightwish, they a lot of folklore and their mythology is rolled in, and they also talk about man as it is today in the past. And this has that element to it, but in a harder sense, more history. But I really like it, guys. Really, really like the beat, the song, the guitar. If I didn't have the imagery, I'd still have my own image in my mind about people battling. I just wouldn't see it. It's awesome. Yeah, but I'm not sure. Sabaton fans, help me out. How close am I? How off the mark am I? Yeah. Until then, take care, guys.